Hey guys, it's Raleigh here and welcome to episode 17 of Let's FIFA 17, and we sold on a lot of items on our transfer list because when I ended off the last episode, I picked up a bunch of Ajax and Feyenoord players. This was probably on the Friday, just before the marquee matchups was released, because I was hoping they would release a marquee matchup for that, and then I didn't get back onto FIFA before yesterday when that matchup was about to end. So luckily they released the marquee matchup and the Ajax and Feyenoord players was in between there, so I sold on a lot of those players for great profit. I also opened up a bunch of bronze packs in order to try and get the Scream Team, Akinfenwa and Emre Mor, but I didn't get any luck. However, I sold on a lot of bronze players. So after having picked up the bronze players and sold them on and sold the Ajax and Feyenoord players, I had around 60,000 coins, and then I went out and spent 45,000 coins to complete the marquee matchup squad building challenge. A little bit expensive for some of the players, as it usually is, but then again, you get some coins, you get some packs, and you get a draft token as well, and especially the Deportivo players, which were very expensive. I think they cost around 5,000 each, and you needed 3 of them. So yeah, they were definitely the most expensive, but in the end, I completed the marquee matchups with about 3 to 2 hours to go before it was expiring. I got the packs, and then I got ready to see if I can get anything good, because I was thinking to myself, I wanted to build a new squad, but then with the Scream Team released, I was thinking maybe not. Maybe I should try and save up my coins and see if I can pick up some of those Scream Team players and complete some of the special squad building challenges, because there's some quite interesting players or position change players in Gaspar. You only need 1 player for that from the Scream Team. Then you have Costa, of course, which I'm very interested in, because despite it only being a position change and him being quite expensive, because you need to pick up 3 Scream Team players to get him, then he is probably one of the best skillers in the game, and there's so many good skillers on the left-hand side. Neymar, you got Ribéry, you got Ronaldo, and so on. There's many players over on that side. On the right-hand side, I feel Cuadrado and Di Maria are pretty good, but I think it would be nice to have another really standout player over on the right hand side, and then a Brazilian option as well would be very nice. But anyways, I opened up those packs and I sold on a bunch of items from those packs. Shaw was the player that gave me the most coins. I ended up on 46,000 coins. Now, I had this squad planned. This was before the Scream Team was released. I was thinking I'll build around Di Maria and the Barry card we got quite a few episodes ago, but I changed my mind and I thought to myself, you know what? We'll list everything up on the transfer market, all the players I'm not using in a squad, basically, because I want to get some coins in. And I got 162,000 coins. I lost 10,000 coins on Di Maria. I made some profit on Giuliano, of course, because we bought him cheap back when he was released. But what the general thing was, a lot of the players are starting to drop in price now, so there's no point in having them in my club and just have them sitting around. So I thought, you know what, let's try and use this week and try and save up coins and then buy as many Scream Team players we can and complete as many of the squad building challenges we can, and then try and build some squads around, I'd say, at least Gaspar and Costa, and if we can do enough trading, we might get Payet as well, but that is very expensive to get him at least. But so I thought to myself, okay, so I'm not building the new team. What am I going to do? And I got a draft token from the marquee matchup squad building challenge. So I went in and I did a draft, because I thought if we do well in that, we'll get some packs. In those packs, we might get some Scream Team players, or at least we'll get some packs with some players we can sell on. So we'll have some gameplay going and try and make some coins off the packs we get. And then at the same time, we'll do some trading in between. So that was sort of my thought process, and I went with what I thought would be the most competitive squad, because it seems to be pretty competitive, the draft, at least at this stage of FIFA. And yeah, I was very tempted to go with Messi, but I thought, let's go with Bale. Let's try him out. He's a little bit more physical. And next up, I went with Thiago for the link to Ronaldo. At this stage, I was trying to get chemistry, and in the 2 past drafts we've done this series, we never got a striker, which was good. But finally, we got one in Luis Suarez. So we had a very strong front trio, Ronaldo, Suarez, and Bale. And I actually get Messi one more time, but I thought I have to pick Ben Arfa. I'm going to go with the skillers as well. Even though Messi popped up 3 times, there might be some people saying, I should go with him. But we used him before, and I thought, you know what, with Ben Arfa, we could link him up with Di Maria. And even though I have full chemistry here, I decided to swap it a bit around and lose a bit of the chemistry, but get some players in I thought would perform a little bit better. So we have Kryhoriak as a solid CDM on decent chemistry. Then we have Ben Arfa, a skiller in the midfield, and then Di Maria on the right wing, La Liga on the left-hand side, in Suarez, Thuram and Ronaldo, and then a bit of a Bundesliga defense. So that was the squad I decided to go with in the end. Of course, we could make a little bit more simple and just go Bundesliga and La Liga, but I kind of like this. We have some skillful players in, and then we have some good super subs in, for example, Bale, Inaki Williams, which we can bring on and see if they can have an impact on the game. So that is the squad I decided to play with and jump into the first round of the draft, and I wanted at least to do better than I did last time around. I won the first round last time we played the draft, and then I went down the second round against a very defensive opponent, which then counter-attacked me. So yeah, I come up against this squad in the first round, and that is almost the perfect team. Ronaldo as a striker, Bale and Ronaldo, Bale and Neymar on the wings, and strong midfield and defense as well. And look what I'm up against. It is Park the Bus. Not very fun to play against. I said this before, I really hate playing against this gameplay style, because it's so difficult to do anything creative against it, because there's so many players that will just backtrack, and if you beat a player with a skill move, well, they will just get back because you have like another 4 players to get past. Anyways, I got a lucky goal. My opponent made a mistake, and here off a free kick he got, I was about to start a counter-attack and thought maybe we can get a goal here, another goal just before halftime. But as you can see, his backline is just very, very far back as soon as we start up the counter-attack. But Ben Arfa with some good skill moves, cuts inside, we find Suarez, and we try to play back, doesn't quite work, but the clearance is not the best, and Thuram is there to pick it up, the header, and he gets the ball back one more time. We're getting in a good position. We play it on through to Ronaldo on the shot. It goes in off the post, and we're up at 2-0. So pretty good at this stage. Some good shielding there. On through to Thuram. I don't know how that defender accelerated that fast and got back, but in the end, we were lucky enough to get it back and make it 3-0. So not too many skill moves in this match. It was pretty tricky to get anything going when he was very, very defensive, and he didn't really change that throughout the match despite being behind. He stuck to that gameplay style, but we won 3-0 and went on through into the next round. But that was the type of match where if I concede the first, I'd probably lose that game, because I always get frustrated when I play against Park the Bus and I don't score. But at least I got a lucky goal just before halftime, and then I could build on it and win it. So we went in to the next round, and this was a guest play. They played 3 at the back and then just counter-attacking play. And Mertesacker, not really the player I want in a 3 at the back, but they made substitutes right from the start. I believe they got Bale on and then a centre back. And as you can see, I slowed this down because I did change to my defender there. If you go back, I just changed to my defender. I was trying to run him backwards as they played the passes, all locked onto the ball and ran forward, but he didn't get the ball. They were up 1-0. Right after, over the top ball, Bale 2-0, and everything was just going wrong. We break on through here, get a goal back, and I thought, all right, we still have a chance in this match, but this was pretty much the picture of the match. I could, like, they were just running at me. They were playing sort of defensive and then just sprinting all players out of position and just trying to pressure me, and like, so much random stuff happening in that attack. I couldn't get the ball. It bounced all over the shop. They made it 3-1, and I was not too happy at this stage. I was trying to break them down, but they were like just rushing at me with a lot of players, and then I believe they were playing some sort of a defensive style because they had a lot of players back, and then just everything rushed out of position. And here, a terrible pass given up in the midfield. My player, terrible stuff, and they get a shot in there, and they would cross it in, and thus it was 4-1. Oh, I was not happy at this stage, and I thought, can I ever make a comeback in this match? But I get a goal right from the start of the second half, giving me a bit of a belief that maybe I'll get something, because the goals they got was just chaotic stuff happening, and I felt I could still create something, and I created chances into the second half, and I just needed like one more goal to just have the belief that maybe I'll get a late equalizer. And here we play it on through to Ben Arfa. He beats a player, and then Ronaldo tackles me, and then the keeper gives me the ball, and I get my luck, and Suarez puts it into the back of the net. All of a sudden, it's 4-3, and I had the belief at this stage, and you see they're rushing a lot of players forward. We find Suarez, and he puts it into the back of the net one more time, 4-4, and thus, in the end, we would go into extra time, actually, because I was sitting on them in the second half. I was creating everything here, but Unfortunately, I could not put the ball into the back of the net before full time, or at least not a fifth time. So, despite me creating chances here, they were just fouling me, or they would save it. And I think this was their fourth or fifth yellow card. They got so many yellow cards in this match, but they did not get a sending off, which was pretty unbelievable because yeah, they were fouling me over and over just to stop my attacks pretty much. But yeah, into extra time we would eventually go, and I got Inaki Williams onto the pitch for that. I got Bale onto the pitch at half time, and he had been a pretty good impact. But yeah, going into extra time, I was still sitting on the play, and how I did not put that into the back of the net, I don't know. And from the corner, yet again, they would save it. And then, of course, they would get one of their rare chances in the later stages of the game. But luckily, they did not put that into the back of the net. Bale onto Ronaldo. Ronaldo with the shielding twice, a little back heel to Bale. And there we have it. We take the lead finally to make it 5-4. And after that, they went way more attacking, pushed players forward compared to the start of the game. And this was probably the first time in the match I really hit them on a proper counter-attack, because their backline had been pretty far back for the rest of the match. But here, as you see, I hit them on a good counter-attack, had a lot of players against theirs, and in the end, it's Ronaldo to go on through, take the shot, and on the rebound, it's Suarez to claim his fourth goal of the game. And we went from being down 4-1 to winning 6-4. Probably my best comeback on the game this year. I was pretty happy about that one. I started off terribly. Nothing worked for me. They just scored off their chances. But we were able to come back 4-4 by the 90th minute, 6-4 by the end of extra time. And that is going to be where we end off this episode. In the next episode, we'll continue a bit in the draft and maybe do a bit of trading and see if we can get some more coins towards the Scream players. And that is pretty much all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.